These earphones don't actually go into your ears, they clip onto them. And for running specifically, they might actually be better than anything I've used before. But there's one downside about them you need to know about. And many thanks to the guys at Nank for sending these out for me to review on the channel, but I'm not being paid to make this video or being told what to say, and the guys there aren't getting to see this video before it's posted here. And it's just my honest review of what these are like on the run. So what are they? These are open ear, clip-on earphones. So unlike your AirPods or ones like that, they don't go into your ear canal specifically. They sort of clip on a little bit like this and look slightly like earrings. Getting them on for the very first time is new. Obviously, I've never worn anything like this before. But the appeal of these certainly is the fact that they don't go into your ear canal the way AirPods do. They do sit, as you can sort of see, kind of just outside your ear and sort of clip on around the back here, and this is what holds them in place. And the idea then is that because they're just sitting outside your ear canal, that's where the speaker is, and clipped on at the back, you can hear things going on around you. The first thing I'm definitely noticing when I've put them on, I mean, I know the specs, they're only 5 grams each, but just how light they actually are and how much of the outside world I can hear myself talking right now, for instance, very clearly, which I couldn't do with my AirPods Pro. So that's a definite difference. Another thing I really like is there's literally zero pressure on your ear because these don't sit in your ear. They sort of are just resting, as you can see, sort of on your ear lobe, I guess, and say that sort of bit clipped on around the back here is holding them steady. There's no pressure, there's no fatigue. Certainly I've worn them for a 30-minute run and a 40-minute run so far.
And I'm running a test now, and the bonus is I can hear the traffic, as I'm sure you can, and I can hear myself talking as well. And I can also hear in the background my music, which for me it's what you want, something to accompany you on the way.
So the comfort is certainly there with these, I can say that for sure. On to the sound quality, and this is where you need to be kind of realistic, I think. These are open air, and so because the speaker sits outside your ear canal, you can hear everything going on around you, but the music isn't piped right into your ears. It sort of sits outside it, and it kind of sounds like that. The one thing I would say is that the kind of instrument separation, and I listened to this in terms of music inside, is actually pretty good. There's obviously weaker bass. Anyone who's used bone conduction headphones from Shokz, etc. will understand exactly what that sounds like. And the music, I would say, is clear. It's treble heavy rather than bass heavy as expected. But the voices are very clear. It's kind of a good setup for podcasts, audiobooks, etc. I think the way that the sound is tuned in these. And so some quick features. The battery life's pretty solid. Specs say about 8 hours on a single charge. And obviously the charging case charges them, I think, twice more. So that's pretty solid. The charging case, USB-C, they're sweat resistant, and I'm very much a good person to test that because I sweat an awful lot on runs.
Well, one thing I specifically wanted to test on this run was the touch controls, because touch controls sound good in theory, but often when you're running, they're a bit fiddly. What these guys have done, instead of AirPods, which is, up for volume up, swipe down for volume down, if you swipe anywhere on the right one, the volume goes up. Swipe any direction on the left one, the volume goes down. So it's a lot less to think about when you're running. Hold for pause and double tap for the next track. And it's only been an easy run, but I threw in a few strides to see if I can get these guys to move. But they're pretty locked in there. All in all, they just don't get in the way. You barely feel them that light. I think certainly for running, I'm going to keep using them. It's not all good news though. On to the pros and cons.
These are super lightweight, 5 grams on each side. They're quite comfortable to wear. You don't feel any ear pressure. You can hear everything around you, which is a big safety win. And finally, and maybe most importantly, on the pros, these are actually quite cheap. Certainly for running headphones, you're talking 30 to 40 pounds, I think, in the UK. And there's a link in the description if you're interested, and my discount code to get 15% off is just below here on the screen. Feel free to use that if you want to check these guys out. And the cons then, honestly, the sound isn't amazing, not the same as you get with AirPods, which cost around 4 to 5 times as much as these. Wind affects them, certainly wind blowing by, because they're sort of outside your ear, it will affect them, and it's not as immersive when you're out running. But again, I think the trade-off is there for the safety and the awareness around you, especially when you're running like I am here alongside roads, crossing roads and stuff like that. You want to know the proximity of traffic and people to you at all times. So in conclusion then, and I said to be honest, I think if you're looking for sound quality, AirPods, Samsung Galaxy Buds, Bose, something like that. But for activity, for running, for comfort, if that's your priority, if the awareness is your priority, you haven't got all that many options. Obviously there's the Shokz ones, but I could just never get on with the Shokz sort of headband ones. For me, I think especially at the price, when you consider you're going to go out in all sorts of conditions in these, I think these are a really good option, really comfortable. Sound quality when you're out running isn't always your first thought. It's just something to sort of keep you going, maybe catch up on a few podcasts. So for me, I think these are a very good option. Again, link in the description, and my discount code is below. And yeah, let me know what you think in terms of running with music. It's not something I'd done much before, obviously trying these guys on, because as I say, the AirPods just really for me didn't work. So what do you guys actually use for music or podcasts while you're running? Is it the Shokz? Is it noise cancelling headphones? Is it the big over-ear ones? Like I've seen people actually running like these sort of, I can't even hear myself now, these kind of big over-ear headphones. I've always wondered how they do it with the sweat in the ear cups and stuff. But let me know what you guys do on your runs for music and that sort of thing. Thanks again for watching. Thanks to Nank for setting me these out. See you in the next video.